Today I'm going to tell you about what Kyler Murray and Cam Newton have been the only players to do in 20 years, and all it's coming up after the bumper.
What do you mean you don't subscribe to my son's YouTube channel?
Mama, no!
Just snap the damn ball, RJ.
What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. Consider hitting the like and subscribe button because I upload a video every single day. It's always OU related, college football related, sports related. We have a good time. And yes, my shirt is the band from Memphis. Now that I got the Lucero bit out the way, let's talk about FAU. And I would be remiss if when FAU, Florida Atlantic's coming to Norman, I did not mention the father of their program, the man who went 5-5-1 at Oklahoma, and the guy David Boren could not stand, the one Howard Schnellenberger. Now, Schnellenberger basically rode his success at Miami into a bunch of jobs he shouldn't have had. And a bunch of jobs he's the wrong guy for. And one of those jobs was Oklahoma in 1995. And it was bad from jump. His offensive coordinator made jokes about how Okies lack teeth. He was rumored to be an excessive drinker. I mean, that's a bad look even for a college football coach. And his players probably hated him because a couple of them ended up in the hospital. Why? Heat stroke, heat exhaustion. Because in the 90s, Howard Schnellenberger decided that, yeah, you should wear your helmets full time during 2 days. And yeah, you don't need any water while you play football. And those stories are true. Like, guys ended up in the hospital. One of those players sued Oklahoma because Howard Schnellenberger refused to give the dude water. Okay, that's the kind of guy that ends up getting run out of Oklahoma, and apparently at FAU, they named the field after you. Which is kind of like the story of Florida Atlantic, which seems to be an up-and-coming and pretty good football team, despite having one of their losses last year to Buffalo. I mean, who is Buffalo? But it's kind of indicative of like the schizophrenia of the program versus the personalities. I mean, we're talking about Howard Schnellenberger, who did some great things in Miami and nowhere else. And we're also talking about Chris Robinson, who was supposed to come to Oklahoma, who was going to play with C.D. Lamb, Trey Sermon, Kenneth Murray Jr., all guys he's still very close with, all guys that spoke highly of him. But I think he's going to lose the job out to DeAndre Johnson, or if Chris Robinson gets the start, I wouldn't be surprised to see DeAndre Johnson sooner rather than later. Also, for those of you who don't know, DeAndre Johnson's coming back from a really scary episode with a blood clot, not unlike the scary episode Jalen Redmond had, where he's going to be out for the season. DeAndre Johnson was on blood thinners. He's come back. From all accounts, he looks like the guy, and we all know what kind of quarterback he can be. But that was kind of the story of Chris Robinson too. This was a Lincoln Riley guy. This was his quarterback. Got to know his family. But he kept getting in his own way, man. He picked up a public intox in April 2017 as an early enrollee. Then he decided to sit out the entire summer and was kicked off the team for violation of team rules in August 2017. Nobody was saying that the 4-star quarterback out of Mesquite, Texas couldn't play quarterback. Nobody was saying that he wasn't a great dual threat option. But it just seems like he would just keep getting in his own way, and he did it again. He tweeted this photo of the beat Oklahoma clock they have at Florida Atlantic, and then apparently he got suspended for team violations at Florida Atlantic in March. So I just want the guy to get out of his way, and that seems to be the only thing that's stopping him from being a great quarterback. And you need a mature guy playing quarterback, which is another reason why I think DeAndre Johnson would probably be the best option for Kiffin in his offense. But that said, hearing Lincoln Riley talk about Chris Robinson on Monday, it sounded like he really did like the kid, and he really did want him to play quarterback at Oklahoma. But there's only so much you can put up with from a freshman, from a quarterback, and from a guy that you probably don't really need because, check it out, Baker Mayfield became a Heisman winner. Austin Kendall has become a part of a QB logjam. But it was kind of cool to hear Kenneth Murray Jr., to hear C.D. Lamb, to hear those guys talk about how much they liked getting to know Robinson and how much they stay in contact. CD even talked about, hey, we were going to camps together. We were trying to create a chemistry. We were getting along. It just didn't work out. We wanted some magic to happen when we were both at Oklahoma, and now they're going to be on opposite sidelines. But I thought it was really classy of Lincoln Riley to say he hopes he wins the job. He hopes he plays lights out. And that's what I kind of expect from a head coach, from a guy who recruited a quarterback, who got to know a family, who got to know a kid as closely as you can. Because people forget Chris Robinson was the 2017 class's Spencer Rattler, and we all know how integral Spencer Rattler has become for this 2019 class. I guess this is as good a place as any to talk about Texas because it is high comedy going down there in Austin, man. Yeah, Tom Herman named Sam Hard G. Ellinger the starting quarterback, but who's calling the plays, man? They still don't figure that out. And check this out. Tom Herman is going about this entirely the wrong way. Just just cutting the knees off of Tim Beck, his offensive coordinator, who a lot of people at Texas wish would leave. And I guess since Tom Herman's background is as an offensive coordinator, he's going to bat for his guy running his system, but he also did it in entirely the wrong way. Check it. He has a message for Texas fans. He says, fans, the minute this offense picks up a hangnail, blame me and the staff. And then adds, we good? No, Tom Herman. Texas fans are not good with this. I'm not good with this. The offensive coordinator can't be good with this. Because I'm sure that every head coach has veto power. See Nick Saban, see Bob Stoops back in the day. But man, just not coming out and saying your offensive coordinator is calling the plays is a bad look. I mean, you basically turn your offensive coordinator into a lame duck. And at a place like Texas, where they expect to score points, where they expect to have a great running back, a great quarterback, a great wide receiver, this just doesn't work, man. I wouldn't stand for this if I was the offensive coordinator. I would leave. And as the quarterback, who am I looking at? Am I looking at the offensive coordinator for the plays, or am I looking at Tom Herman? Or are y'all going to bicker about it on the sideline while the play clock runs down? I just don't get it. I don't think this is a good look for him. I don't think this is a good look for Texas, but I'm here for it because I'm all for Oklahoma. And if y'all don't have this figured out by the Red River rivalry, I am going to point and because this has the potential to be as funny as Kyler Murray is going to be good at Oklahoma. I just think Kyler Murray is a once-in-a-generation athlete, and it turns out that's true. It's actually kind of cool how Kyler ended up at Oklahoma anyway, because when word leaked out that he wanted to leave ampersand U, one of Kyler's coaches reached out to Lincoln and was like, yo, this is at the top of his list. You want him? And Lincoln's like, yes, I want him. Didn't blink. And according to Norman transcript, Kyler Murray signed his financial aid agreement on December 24th, 2015, and he's been at Oklahoma ever since. So now he's had a couple of years to learn Lincoln Riley's system, to see where he fits in it, to try to learn, at practice at least, what it means to play within the scheme. And in learning to play within the scheme, you're getting to see his skill set, man. Like, just getting to see the bits and pieces of him that we did last year against UTEP, against West Virginia, where the first play from scrimmage went for 66 yards, against Tulane, where he hit a bomb to Hollywood Brown to show off his arm, against Ohio State, where they had that funny little package where Trey Sermon pitched it back to Kyler Murray and Kyler Murray got to the corner. You're getting to see in bits and pieces 2017 what Kyler Murray can mean for Oklahoma and how he is just a problem, as Lane Kiffin said. And even I was astounded to read this fact, again, reported in the Norman transcript. Tyler Palmatier does a really great job if you don't read him, where he found this stat that says Kyler Murray and Cam Newton are the only two SEC players to rush for 100 yards with a TD and pass for 100 yards with a TD in the last 20 years. So whatever you want to say about Kyler Murray, the other guy is an all-pro quarterback, an NFL MVP, and the Heisman winner. If you're the only other guy next to him, you are a phenomenal athlete. You are a phenomenal quarterback. And before Kyler Murray even takes a snap at Oklahoma, he gets to have that. That's always going to be with him. When he goes to play baseball in 2019, that's always going to be with him. Even if he lost a job, which he didn't. Even if he becomes a bad quarterback at Oklahoma, which he won't. And even when he's on a bus in the minor leagues in 2019, which I do not envy him. You guys ever been through Idaho? Me neither, because who would want to play baseball there? But it's on the docket for Kyler Murray as a minor leaguer. I mean, I don't know if he's going to go through Idaho, but just minor league baseball towns for the most part. I mean, Tulsa's okay. Round Rock's okay, but they got some minor league baseball teams in the weeds, man, back in the woods. You feel me? My point in bringing up the Cam Newton and Kyler Murray comparison is in this year, where a bunch of coaches have yet to name a quarterback, and it seems like a weak year for quarterbacks, and why shouldn't it be? A bunch of them went in the first round in 2018, including Baker Mayfield, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Josh Rosen, Sam Darnold, although Sam Darnold is down for at least 10 picks this season. I think we're entering a forgot about Dre situation with Kyler Murray because folks are pointing at Will Grier as the best college football quarterback in 2018, and I just don't see it. That guy threw 12 INTs last year, but fine, let him sleep on Kyler. Let Kyler raise some hell in Lincoln Riley's offense and watch Oklahoma do what Oklahoma does in 2018. All right, that's it for me. Deuces.